What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the first Toronto Maple Leafs game of the season. The Toronto Maple Leafs won 3-2 against the Montreal Canadiens in overtime, and the Leafs definitely did not earn that victory. I'm sorry, they did not play very good. I will get to that very soon, but first off, Montreal Canadiens fans, this was a very good team game, I guess I can say that. And Kotkaniemi, he looked pretty good. Domi actually looked pretty decent, even though I wasn't a fan of his antics in the preseason. Carey Price looks like he's getting right back into form, which is nice. He had a lot of really good saves. So let's get into the goaltending battle, and it was Carey Price versus Frederik Andersen, who also had an incredible game tonight. Like I said, so the shots against Carey Price were 26, and he had 23 saves. The shots against Freddie Andersen was 36. He had 2 goals against, of course, for 34 saves. So Freddie had a real good night. He was definitely the reason why the Leafs won, in my opinion. There was a lot of really good scoring chances. Ron Hainsey, oh boy. Ron Hainsey had a very bad game tonight. And I think it just speaks volumes. I know it's game 1. But we all knew going into this season that Ron Hainsey was not a top pairing defenseman. And I hate to say it, he shouldn't be in that top pairing. He really shouldn't. He's a bottom pairing guy at this point in my eyes, and I think a lot of people's eyes. He did not play very good, and that showed very early, and it led to a lot of Montreal chances. Now, the Leafs as a whole were not very good. Even Mitch Marner looked off tonight. He looked a bit slower. I don't know if he's sick or something. He did not look very good. There were some bright spots, but again, the Leafs just weren't clicking, they weren't gelling tonight. Good thing Freddie Andersen was on his A game. But about 10 minutes into the game, Arturi Lehkonen scored on like a wraparound chance. Freddie was a little bit out of position, but it was kind of scrambled out front. I believe that play came off of a Ron Hainsey mishap as well. He was getting walked all over the ice tonight. Like, there was guys just blowing past him. He was making bad passes. He wasn't even looking half the time. There was a play right off the bat of the game where Montreal had like an odd man rush going in, and him and Riley both went to the same guy when it was Riley's guy, and he left the entire other side open, but we got saved by an offside call. So Ron Hainsey really needs to step it up because he was pretty bad. And for most of this Leafs first period, they only had 1 shot on goal. But then they started picking it up a little bit. That lethal power play finally got to go to work, and Austin Matthews just ripped an absolute beauty, sniped one top corner on Carey Price, who, you know, like I said, had a pretty good game, but Matthews really wanted to get that one in there. You could tell he ripped that thing, and it was a beautiful shot to make it 1-1. And again, that was pretty late into the period. Well, I can't say late. It was over halfway. So there were still some more chances for Montreal as well. They played pretty good in this game, like I've mentioned a billion times already, it seems like. I'm just upset. I feel like the Leafs could have played way better, even though they got the 2 points. Going into the second period, pretty quickly into the period, none other than John Tavares, homecoming, scores his first goal as a Toronto Maple Leaf. Finally, regular season hockey is here, and John Tavares is scoring goals for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I was pretty amped. I mean, every Leaf fan was pretty excited. After this goal, the life was kind of sucked out of me, though. I'm not going to lie. Because after that nice Tavares snipe, I'm like, okay, here we go. They're going to get going. But Montreal just kept having all these really good scoring chances, and they found ways to keep Toronto out of their end. And that ended up being an Andrew Shaw goal that went in eventually on the power play. Again, the Leafs took too many penalties tonight. I think the refs were also not very good tonight. They missed quite a few calls. There also was a couple soft calls going both ways, not just in favor of Montreal. It was going in favor of Toronto, in favor of Montreal, both ways. And they just weren't that good. And again, it is game 1, but whatever. We'll get to that again later on in the season if it continues. But Andrew Shaw tied it up, so it'd be 2-2 going into the third period. And again, it just seemed like the period was going by pretty slow. Both sides were making a lot of mistakes. Carey Price made some good saves. Freddie Andersen had to make too many saves. There was just way too many opportunities, and it just continued. The Leafs were not winning puck battles. There was a lot of really weird plays, and just nobody was really that awake tonight. And I think that there were some players that made some nice plays, like that Dermott back check. He was out of position in the first place, but he got back and corrected his mistake. So it just went into overtime because there's not too much to talk about, unfortunately. This game wasn't all that exciting. I mean, there was a Per Lindholm hit that was pretty nice. Just more mistakes on both sides. In overtime, Austin Matthews scored his second of the game to finish it off. Beauty, top corner, he did the nice little celly like this. I was like, all right, he's getting some swagger going in there. Again, it was like Matthew said, it was a win that they're going to take, but it wasn't the best win. So we'll have to see how they can rebound in their next game. I know they won, but they do need to rebound as a team. I believe Matthews said it was on Saturday. I haven't really got in depth into the schedule. I'm now going to go and watch the Vancouver and Calgary game. Exciting night. Hockey is back, and I'm very excited. So please, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 4,000 subscribers. I'm going to answer another question. People say, how do I join the squad? I'm just saying that as in like the squad is when you subscribe. Nothing too fancy there. Just wanted to explain that real quick. But leave your guys' thoughts on the game down below. Who was the best player on the ice tonight? I'm going to go with Frederik Andersen. If you want me to continue to do little things like this, like asking you guys questions at the end of this review, let me know if you like that stuff too. Click that notification bell so you know every time I'm recording or doing a stream. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.